Where is my sounds? Hey guys, just doing a quick sound check and then we'll kick off things. Let me know if there's any issues with sound. Zong, yes, level 2 next, sure. Excellence question. I think we've got something lined up. Works fine, cool. Hey, look, I've got to apologize. Last week was a bit full on with trying to catch up with my, schoolwork and a few other things. And even last night, I did that tables equations paper, and then I got a bit. By the time I got to the nighttime, I was just exhausted. So I was like, no, I'm done with this. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do an exam paper, the last year's exam paper. We're going to do the 5 questions. So looking at just section 1 of that question. Section 1 of the paper, really. So we'll do about 5 questions. They are all mixed of achieved merit and excellence. I've got the answer schedule with me, and I'm just kind of having a look at what type of grades these questions will be. But let me just see. So the way this video is, we're going to be doing it is, how do we do this? The way we do this is like, because I'm going to be recording this at the same time as streaming for you guys, when I'm actually explaining the question, I'll probably just try and record that bit, and then I'll edit it later and just upload it. But at the same time, for us, we can actually kind of use this time to kind of ask questions as well. Level 2 by any chance? Yes, I'll be doing level 2. I just need to figure out when. Ezekiel, usually that's what a live stream is, you come live. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to get started. Like what I'm going to do is with every question, like I'll give you guys some time to try and actually do this by yourself first, and then I'll actually explain it, and then we'll try and figure out how you went about it. Okay, so and I'm not going to tell you straight up, like, whether it's achieved merit or excellence straight away. I would like you guys to actually have a go at the question, and then I'll talk you guys through it. Oh, awesome to hear, Tom. Good luck for it tomorrow. Let me know how that paper goes. It's always nice to kind of pick up some questions and work through that. But anyway, look, I'm going to leave this question up here. We're only going to work through 5 questions today, as I mentioned before at the start. Have a go at this question. I'm going to give you guys about, 7:23. So I'll give you guys till 1.5 minutes. So have a go, and then I will kind of record at the same time. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Ezekiel. Which school are you from? Do we times or plus? I forgot. We'll go through it, Raymond. We'll actually work through it, all right? There you go. You got somebody helping you out there. Alright guys, so it's 8:09. I'm going to go through this answer. I'm going to try my best to try and record this at the same time as well. It's always tricky trying to do both, but you know what, let's give it a crack. Poor kid. Where are we up to? Record. Alright, so question 1a. What we've got here is we've actually got a rectangle and square. They both have the same perimeter. Now, if you are talking about perimeter, remember that perimeter is literally the border. So you've got to actually add those 4 yellow lines there. Now, you've got a square on the right hand side, so that means you've got 7 and 7. 4 times 7, sorry, I should have used this. So you got 4 times 7 equals 228. All right, now that's the square part of it done. As for the rectangle, remember that you're still doing the perimeter. So you've got the green, got the top green, the right side, and the bottom. They've all got to add up to 28. Now, when you are doing a perimeter for a rectangle, remember that you've got to cover both sides. So you've actually got 2 lots of 3x minus 5 plus 2 lots of 5x plus 3, and all of that is equal to 28. All right, so hopefully you guys can get that. Now the next part is we need to expand the brackets. So we're going to multiply 2 times 3x, which is 6x. 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. Plus, we've got 2 times 5x, 2 times 3, which means we've got 10x plus 6. And all of that is equal to 28. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to collect our like terms. So we've got 6x and 10x, which equals to 16x. We have minus 10 and positive 6, which equals to negative 4. And this is all equal to 28. So we have 16x equals 28. The minus 4, when it comes to the right hand side, becomes plus 4. And we've got 16x is equal to 32. And then we can say that x is equal to 32 divided by 16, which means x is equal to 2. Now, this question is worth and achieved. Now, is this going to work for me? Yes, it is. That's great. So as you guys can see, this question is actually worth and achieved, but you've got to form and solve the linear equation. So if you just write the answer of x equals to 2, you probably won't get a grade for it. So you'll need to write up some sort of equation to actually get that achieved grade. All right, guys. So do we have any questions for this particular question? If you do, pop it in the comments section. Oh, nice, Ezekiel. Licorice, you got to check with your school when they're actually doing the MCAT, because I think there's 2 dates, the Tuesday and Thursday in September somewhere. Yeah, that's what I would say. You probably want to check with your school. Joe Channel, I think I've got enough material in here, more than enough material for the I would say probably gonna need more than 3 weeks to prep for it, but like you've got enough material to kind of work through. My suggestion is go through some of the live stream tutorials that I've done earlier this year and also from previous years. Once you get that sorted, and maybe spend about 2 weeks on past exam papers. So Joe, you got more than enough time there. Hector, we did do some inequations the last time. No, Talia, because when you have -4 and you're switching it over to the other side, you've got a plus, so it becomes +4. You always do opposite of whatever the symbol is when you take across the equal sign. So if there's no other questions, guys, I can go to question B. Okay, sweet. So we'll go to question B. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will give you guys about, I think this one you're going to need about just over 2.5, 3 minutes. All right. So we'll actually go through the answer at, what's the time right now? 8:14. So let's go through it at 8:17. Ravi, for that question that you just asked, if h of x is that h of x minus 2, all you have to do, Ravi, is wherever there's a x, you replace x with x minus 2. So I think what you'd get is like 3 times x minus 2 squared minus 7 times x minus 2 minus 5. That's all that means. Yeah, Ezekiel, with solving linear equations, we always want to have x on the left-hand side by itself, not on the right-hand side, and then we should be good to go. Now, guys, we did this question about a couple of weeks ago, I think, when we started these tutorials. Remember, you got to factorize the numerator and then factorize the denominator, and then cancel out one of the brackets. Ravina, no, the MCAT questions are, I mean, it's an exam paper, right? So normally what they do is like they have some questions that are similar, but not really exactly the same. But the whole idea of doing past papers is so that you get a variety of different types of questions that they could potentially ask. And like every year we always get like a question where we go, geez, we've never seen a question like that. Did you guys need a bit more time for this question, or are you ready for me to go through the answer? Ready, that's cool. You know, just when I feel like I don't want to do extra work, somebody will come along and actually visited my website for a change and go, hey, have you updated it? Elijah, I've not actually updated my website in about a year. So the old streams are still there, categorized very nicely, I think. But every time I just get distracted, you know, just like I always joke about this, but like I say, like I need like a second and third clone just to keep up with the amount of things that I keep myself busy with. Cool. So let's go through question B here. Just record. Okay, so with question 1B here, now when they give you this kind of question, a most common mistake that I've seen people do is the first thing they do is they do this, you know, cancel out the x squareds and then start doing something crazy. Now this is not the case, all right? If you see a quadratic that's getting divided by a quadratic, you have to know this, all right? This is like one of the easiest merit questions you're going to get in the MCAT. They'll always, I think anytime you see a question like this, just remember the numerator is going to be broken up into 2 brackets. The denominator is going to be broken up into 2 brackets. And one of those brackets will get cancelled out. Like literally, this is like one of these bread and butter questions that you get in the MCAT. And it's like every year it pops up and then it disappears and it keeps coming back. So anyway, with that in mind, our first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the 4x squared minus 25. Now looking at that, we can straight away see that those are square numbers. So we can straight away do this. 2x minus 5, 2x plus 5. And I think it's like sum of Sum and differences. Jeez, I'm starting to lose my sum of differences. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, it's basically that thing, right? Like, you know that you can actually factorize, but the symbols get swapped over. All right. Now, when we have the bottom one, 8x squared minus 2x plus 5, that's the one that I always say to you guys. You guys kind of need to do this on your own. All right. Like, people have different styles of doing this. Some people use quadratic formulas. Some people kind of just do it guessing and checking. Whichever method works for you, stick with it. All right. So what I'm going to do, 8x squared minus 22x plus 5. The first step is I multiply 8 and 5 to get 40. And I'm looking for two numbers, basically two numbers that multiply to positive 40 and add up to negative 22. Now, I know in this case, it's negative 2 and negative 20. Because negative 2 times negative 20 is 40. Negative 2 plus negative 20 is negative 22. So then I am going to replace the negative 22x with negative 2x, negative 20x plus 5. At this point, I'm going to factorize by parts. So I'm going to separate it into two parts. Now, on the left-hand side, I could see that 2x is a common factor, which means I'm going to get 4x minus 1. Then on this side, I can see that 5 is a common factor. So I've got positive 5. But really, I don't want to take positive 5, right? I want to take negative 5 because I want to have that 4x minus 5 happening. Now, I'm going to show you this extra step here because if I take 5 out, I'm going to get negative 4x plus 1. But the problem is I need these two brackets to be the same. So a good tip for you is that if you do end up making a mistake and you're like, well, those two brackets are not the same, you can factorize it further. Because in this case, I could actually write this as 2x, 4x minus 1. And I could actually take negative 1 as a common factor from here, which means this will become negative 5. This will become positive 4x minus 1. And at this point, I've got 4x minus 1 as a common factor, 2x minus 5 as the other common factor. So the 2x is from there, and negative 5 is from there. Now, this is pretty much the hardest part for you guys in this question, because straight away what we can do is we can replace that quadratic with this. We actually cross out our common terms or factors in this case, and what we left over with is 2x plus 5 divided by 4x minus 1. Now, grades wise, is this an achieved question or a merit question? Definitely a merit question. If you guys have a look, this is a merit question. All right, which means for the achieved, you just need to get either the top line correct or the bottom line correct. And for a merit, you just have to cross out that common factor. And I think once you do that, you are looking at a merit. So this is what a merit is. Achieved is actually getting either this or the denominator correct, and you're pretty much good to go for this question. Now, I always say this, guys, like, you know, when you see this question coming up, you should just be like, oh, this is one of the easiest merits, because you know you're going to have two brackets at the top and two brackets at the bottom, and you know that one of those brackets is going to cancel out. And if you can't see that, then you just got to play around with that question until you can actually figure that out, because it actually is one of the easier merit questions to get. All right, how do we go with that question, folks? Any issues, any problems? Elijah, no, sorry, I'm just coming back to the chat at the moment. If you want all the old tutorials, I've actually put it up on my playlist at my YouTube channel. So if you just go the main homepage of it, and if you walk down, you're going to see like everything is kind of categorized by level 1, level 2, level 3. Yeah, 2020 Maquis, it would have been, right? Difference of two squares. That's the one. I keep stuffing it up. Crypto. I took like 6 years to do like a 3-year maths degree, so. So, guys, just a little bit of a hint for you. If you do stuff it up, right? If you do stuff up, and I am going to kind of show this to you guys, there is a little trick. Because you know the top bracket is really easy to do, then you know that one of those brackets at the bottom is going to be either 2x minus 5 or 2x plus 5. And you can actually do a kind of like a guess and check that way as well, to try and do this question. It's a bit of a hack, really, because you know when they say simplify as far as possible, they're going to have one common factor. And because they're going to have one common factor, you could actually guess and check that part as well. You don't need to do all this long-winded working out. Yeah, Ezekiel, this question we've got to factorize both the top and the bottom and then just cancel it out. Ravina, you need to pass 3. How much to get excellence? Can range between 3 excellence to 2 excellence. I remember doing a discrete maths paper, Makis. Was it discrete maths? Was it 255 or 260? I can't remember. Man, that was like, what, nearly 20 years ago. Jeez. All right, so we're going to go to question C now. Well, with the guess and check, I would have done something like this. Because I'm doing 8x squared minus 22x plus 5. So let's say if it's 2x plus 5, right? If that's the case, I know that there's going to be an x here. Now this number times this number has to equal 8. So that means this will be 4. And then this number times this number should be plus 5. So that means my guessing and checking, this should be 4x plus 1. But then if I look at the middle term would be like 2x times 1, which is 2x, 5 times 4, which is 20x. This is actually positive 22x. But what I want is minus 22x. So 2x plus 5 is not a common factor. Then I do the same thing with the other way. 8x squared minus 22x plus 5. I would go, okay, let's go 2x minus 5. And if that's the case, I've got 2x times this number is 8x squared, so that has to be 4x. And then I've got minus 5 times this number should be plus 5, which means it's going to be negative 1. And if I expand that, that actually equals to the top one. And so this is like a shortcut way of doing it, really. It's a cheat way of doing it, but it does work. Hopefully that made sense, Ezekiel, because I know I kind of rushed through that. Pansy, no. To get an excellence, you can just get the excellence question correct and you're pretty much good to go. So this is the hack, by the way. I'm going to leave it up here. Only works for this question, though. It doesn't work for anything else. Okay, sweet. There we go. We're good to go. All right, guys. We are going to question C next. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to give you guys about 3 to 4 minutes for this question. And then we'll have a go at it. Actually, I'm going to give you guys a little bit more time for this question here. Now guys, if you're struggling to start this question, factorize the numerator and denominator, and that should kind of help you get started with this question. Oh, I'm gonna go through this question in about, what is it, 8:30, so maybe 8:32. Yeah, my case, you're pretty much on the money there. Don't have time to do level 3 stats. I even struggle just to keep up with the content for calculus, let alone the other one. Glad you could do that, Hecty. Maybe for the new curriculum, I don't know. When the new stuff come in, maybe I'll dwell back into it, but I do miss doing a good normal distribution and probability trees though. They're good fun. Alright guys, I got another 10 seconds. If you need a bit more time, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to start in about a few seconds. Oh, linear algebra is not too bad. I mean, you just come up with a straight line equation, domains for your excellence, and you're pretty much good to go. No, Cabinare, you can't give up. This is a lovely, easy question. You'd be surprised at how much you know how to do this. Did you factorize, Cabinare? Did you? Nah, DB's Hecty, like if you actually were to do that, you're pretty much sorted, I think, for at least. You got to remember the domain and range and things like that. All right, guys, I'm gonna start doing this. I do apologize if I'm recording and it's not like I'm not ignoring the comments. Just when I record it, I'm just kind of focused on this, and then I'll try and get back to the comments. So I'm up to Joe channel. Don't give up. There we go. Okay, so getting to question 1C. What we've got to do here is that we've actually got, once again, we've got a quadratic, double quadratic. And I know a lot of times most people tend to do this where they're trying to cross multiply and kind of make life extremely difficult for yourselves. Please don't do that. What we are going to do is we're going to factorize the numerator first. All right. Now, x squared minus x minus 6, we can say that this is x minus 3, x plus 2. And then in the numerator, we've got x plus 7 and x plus 2. Now, this is all equal to 3x over 2. What I am going to do is I'm also just having a look at the answer schedule just to see what you could get achieved for. Now, if you get this part correct, both the top and the bottom, and you got to simplify. Sorry, that means let's actually not put achieved here. We're going to cross out our x plus 2's, and what we left with x minus 3, x plus 7 equals 3x over 2. Now, if you were to get to this stage of for the left hand side, you are already looking at an achieved for this question. All right, that's how easy it is to get achieved for this question. All right, now we're going to show you guys the next step as to what you need to do to get a merit. I don't know why we said we, because it is just me doing this, but so the next step, what we're going to do is we are going to cross multiply, and when we cross multiply this, we're going to get 2x minus 3 equals 3x times x plus 7. All right, so remember, when you have a fraction that is equal to another fraction, we cross multiply. At this point, we need to expand the brackets. So we're going to get 2x minus 6 equals, second bracket, we've got 3x times x, 3x times 7, which is 3x squared plus 21x. Rearrange this so that the left-hand side is 0. Doesn't matter, you could do right-hand side is equal to 0 as well. But my positive 2x, when I switch it over, becomes minus 2x. And negative 6, switch it over, becomes positive 6. And of course, simplifying this, I'm going to get 3x squared plus 19x plus 6. Getting to this stage is going to get you a merit. All right, just getting to the quadratic equation and equal it to 0. That's pretty sweet. Now, all we've got to do is we've just got to factorize the quadratic. So 3x squared plus 19x plus 6 equals to 0. 3 times 6, I've got 18. I've got 19 in the middle. I am looking for two numbers that multiply to 18 and add to positive 19. So it's quite a nice one. It's just 18, 1, 18, 1. So I've got here 3x squared plus 18x plus 1x plus 6 equals to 0. So split them up into 2. Common factor. I guess in the left hand side I've got 3x, x plus 6. Now on the right hand side I've actually just got x plus 6 by itself. So I'm going to take out just 1. X plus 6 equals to 0. And at this point, because I've got x plus 6 as a common factor, I'm going to write down x plus 6 bracket. And in the other bracket, I'm going to get 3x plus 1 equals to 0. And remember the 3x is from here. And the positive 1 is from there. Now I need to solve this, guys. So I need to actually put this x plus 6 is equal to 0. Or 3x plus 1 equals to 0. Now when x plus 6 equals to 0, that's straightforward. We can say x equals to minus 6. As for this, we're going to get 3x equals minus 1. And then x is equal to minus 1 divided by 3. Now you're going to need both solutions. All right, if you don't get both answers, you don't actually get the full excellence grade. But when you do get both of these answers, it's pretty much an excellence grade there. So I guess the key thing is factorize, get rid of the common factor, cross multiply, rearrange to a quadratic, solve for a quadratic, and you are pretty much good to go there. Did I mess up something? What happened here? I missed all of that. Like, did it actually show that question or? Oh yeah, it did show that question. I just had a freeze. Okay. Just checking. You guys actually got all of that. Because I had a freeze in my screen and... How did it go? How was that question? Where was that person? Kabunare, did you still give up or did you kind of understand that question? Yes, Ravina, it will be up. It'll be uploaded. Like all of my stuff that I stream is all available for watch, rewatch. So there we go, Kabinari. I told you don't give up, because this is one of those questions, guys, where like you do like little bits, you can actually get like a merit for it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you don't have any questions, what I will do is I will go to the next question. Are you hiding here, Talia? How'd you find that question? Or have you left for the day? All right. Yes, out. Here we go. We're going to the next question here, folks. Did you get it though, Talia? How far did you go with that question? Oh, no worries, Tarun. You know, if you do, put it on. Tag me on Instagram. Would love to put you on the Instagram story. Well, if you want to. Jade, we're just going through the 2020, 2022 paper? Yeah, 2022 day 2 paper. Alright guys, I'm going to give you guys about, what's this say, 4 minutes for this, and then I'll start going through it, yeah? Vatsal, that's always the case. The mock paper generally tends to be like a lot more harder, because I think I remember even when I was doing the mocks, like they generally tend to be a little bit more trickier. All right, I'm gonna give you guys another couple of minutes to work through this, and then we'll do this question at 8:44. No, I don't think you need that much. Let's go 8:43. Sam, you make it sound 5 to 6 years ago. Wow, you're one of the OGs that still stayed subscribed. It's pretty cool, man. No, I appreciate it. I look, this is my, if you look at the Tefari Tapafar, this is my spiritual kind of thing. Try and helping people out, so, you know, it keeps me in balance. So, in fact, it's not I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. Like, you know, if I have like a rubbish day or something like that, I just come and stream and do a few questions. Makes me feel good. So that's why I do it. Simple as that. 8:43. Hang on. You too, Sam. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your words there. It's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Just popping in, what type of questions have you covered so far? Sol, we're just doing an exam paper, and we're just kind of working through the questions. I'll probably start doing that. Like, the theme of it is like, we'll try and do like one question, but I'll try and have like a variety of different ones. All right, we're gonna go through this word question. All right, because like most of the time people see word questions and they go, they just start freaking out. And I think it's just trying to actually understand the words and just kind of make an equation and then kind of solve it, right? So we're gonna go through this. I'm gonna start recording. Okay, so we've got somebody playing netball Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Tuesday, she scored 3 times as many goals she did on Monday. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. The first step I'm gonna do is, do I actually know how many goals this person scored on Monday? I don't. All right, I don't know what that number is. and therefore I'm going to put that as X. The second line says on Tuesday she scored 3 times as many goals as she did on Monday. Now think about it like this, right? If I scored 2 goals on Monday, then on the Tuesday I've scored 6 because it's 3 times 2. And that's the exact same thing I'm going to do here. So if I look at it as X, then on Tuesday it's going to be 3X. Finally, if I go to Wednesday, what's happening Wednesday? Wednesday it says she scored 16 more goals than she did on Monday. Now remember that example I talked about. If I scored 2 goals on Monday, so this is just an example on the side there. If I scored 2, then on Tuesday I scored 6. On Wednesday, 6 is 3 times 2. On Wednesday I would have scored 16 plus 2, which is 18. Or I would just go 16 plus 2. But algebraically, instead of 2, I would just write this as 16 plus X. That's pretty much it. Those 3 lines there, I've converted them into equations. Now, if at any point you have a problem with word questions, just take a random number and just try and substitute that number just to see what kind of numbers you would get, like I did with this example on the side here. But now that I've got my equations, it said she scored a total of 111 goals over the 3 days. So all of these 3 things added up equals 111. So I can write this as an equation now. I could just go X plus 3X plus 16 plus X equals 111. Count the number of X's, 1, 3, and 1 more there, which is equal to 5X plus 16 equals 111. 5X is equal to 111, take away 16. I'm going to get 5X is equal to 95. X is equal to 95 divided by 5. And I'm going to get X is equal to 19. Now, really important that you actually read the last part of the question, because I didn't read the last part of the question. The last part of the question actually says, how many goals did she score on Wednesday? So on Wednesday, because remember, X is what she scored on Monday. So on Wednesday, she would do 19 plus 16, which equals to 35 goals. So grades wise, you've got to form a correct equation in order to solve the problem. That's part of it. You could get an achieved just at that top line there. For merit, it's fairly obvious. You've got to get that 35 goals to actually get a merit. Okay, that's pretty much it for this question. All right, how was that word question there, folks? Because I know that sometimes people go look at word questions and they start freaking out, but I don't think that was such a bad word question, was it? Like, how did you guys go? Yeah, I nearly forgot about that as well, Ezekiel. I did a cheeky and I checked I was looking at the answer schedule on the side and I was like, what? 35? Oh, I forgot to read the last part of the question. So guys, as I mentioned before, like if you do get stuck with word questions, just take a number, just substitute the number in and just see what's happening to those numbers. And generally speaking, you can actually figure out the equation from those numbers. All right. So if you ever get a question like those, those age questions, your father was like, I don't know, 3 times as old as you when you were like 2 years old or something like that, or 6 years ago. You always do it with numbers. That's the best way to do it. That's how I always do these kind of equations, right? I do numbers first. Once I kind of play around with the numbers, and then I start replacing it with X, and then go, oh yeah, I know what's happening here. Okay, any questions with question D before we move on to our final question of the night, which will be, of course, I'm guessing another excellence question. That's good. That's good that you found it easy. And guess what? You've just got a merit. You pick up another 2 more of these questions like this, you've got yourself a merit in this MCAT paper. Right, we go to the next question. All right. So, look. Overall excellence, Ezekiel, you're looking at 2, sometimes 3 excellence questions, correct? Like in the paper, where is it written? Oh, it must be right at the top. So for award of an excellence, there you go. You need at least 2 excellence grades and 2 merit grades across 2 questions. So basically 2E and 2M is what you're looking at. For merit, you're looking at like 3M. All right, achieved is super easy to get in MCAT. Like, I don't know why people get so stressed out about it. It's only like 3 questions there. All right, let's jump on to here. Oh, sorry, Carol, I keep forgetting. I saw your email and I was meant to sort that out. I will do this right now, Carol. But guys, while I'm sorting out the notebook, have a go at this question. And remember what we talked about earlier, right? Like most of these questions, just when you look at it, don't freak out, okay? Because there are parts in here that you can easily do. And if I remember talking to you about it, like just try and do as much steps as possible. All right. Once you do that, then we can kind of have a look at how far you've come, and then we'll try and fix it around. Right. I'm just gonna find my link because I know. Sorry, Carol, you've been asking, and I keep kind of forgetting about it. But which account? This account. Guys, I'll go through this question in about 3 to 4 minutes, but just have a go. 2023, here it is. Options. How can I share it? Favorite, hide, OneDrive, that's why. Files, documents, where is it? 2023. Share. Anyone in the link can view, apply, copy. Okay, nearly there. 2023 whiteboard. Got it. There we go, Carol. I've just this is my old. There we go. Control V. I've updated the link, Carol. There. I just need to update it in my other places. I probably will forget somewhere. B. All right, guys, let me know if you want me to start going through this answer yet. By the way, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you might be looking at this going, oh, I don't know what to do next. But once I do it, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't actually get that. Okay, and that's purely because your brain is still not like seen these types of questions. And so you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. But trust me on this. when I show you guys this question, you're going to be like, I can't believe I didn't get this question. That was one of the easiest excellence questions ever. I'm not gonna. I'm not surprised, Ezekiel. You're gonna hate this question because you're gonna be like, when I finish it, you're gonna be like, what? That is just not fair. All right, folks. I'm gonna start working on this question now. Let's just see. Go back to live view. 8:55, 51. Okay, sweetest. Let's do this question. So with question 1E, what we've got here is we've got a closed cylinder. They've given us the formula here, which is that area equals 2 pi r and r plus h. All right, that's the area. Now they're actually asking us to find the radius. So here's the thing: they're asking us what is the radius when the surface with surface area of 27 pi, so that's that surface area there, and a height of 7.5 centimeters. So that is there. All right, so what we've got here is area is 27 pi equals 2 pi. Now the radius, we don't know what it is, so we're just going to leave it as an r. And we've got an r plus this height is actually 7.5. Now I've actually paused the recording here for my questions. If you are stuck in writing this, would you guys like to carry on from this point? I'm going to give you guys some time, all right? I think this was probably the trickiest part, and I think if you can get past this point, you are pretty much going to see a fairly easy excellence question here. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm happy to give you guys time. So Ezekiel, there you go, man. There's only one more step I need to do, and if I do that step, it just becomes too easy after that. So, but give it a go. Give it a go. You should remember this one, Songsina. I still find your name so hilarious. I really like there's a part of me that's like, man, I hope, what if it's your real name? Sol, I start waking up around August. I'm usually on hibernation till August, but by the time September comes, I'm pretty much in full flow. So hoping to run about 4 to 5 a week, all the way till November, but it's always a dream. But I always get crash out at least a couple of weeks because of I lose my voice just from speaking too much. But anyway, Ezekiel, I'm going to start kind of clicking on with this question. All right, here we go. Resume. Okay, so I guess the next part of this question is, we've got pi on both sides. We just get rid of the pi. Get rid of the pi. How do we do this? Well, we've got 27 pi equals, move just that pi to the denominator here, which means you're going to be dividing by pi, and you've still got everything left there, which is 2r r plus 7.5. Now, at this point, your 2 pi's are going to cancel out each other, and you're going to get 27 equals to this little thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the brackets. So 2r times r, which is 2r squared. 2r times 7.5 is 15r. And what I end up with is a lovely quadratic equation, which is 2r squared plus 15r minus 27. Now at this point, it's a quadratic, guys, you know, and we've kind of talked about this already in this last, I think 3 or 4 questions that we did. We are going to actually factorize this quadratic and solve for r. So the way I'm going to do this, as usual, I'm going to take the 2, multiply with the 27, which means I'm looking for something that multiplies to minus 54 and also adds up to plus 15. It's always fun, right? Trying to do this. What are these numbers going to be? 9 and 6. There we go. Negative 9, negative 6, negative 9, negative 6. So what I've got here is 2r squared. Now, I could choose to go with minus 9 or minus 6. Now, I'm going to choose to go with minus 6 because it's like much easier to factorize. So I'm going to put this as minus 6r, minus 9r. And of course, I got 15 there. So I really... Was it 15 there? No, 27. There we go. Minus 27. That is minus 27. And all of this is equal to 0. And remember that I've got to factorize by parts. So then the left-hand side, I've got 2r, r minus 3. And on this side, I've got negative 9 as a common factor, which means I'm going to get r minus 3 is equal to 0. Then I have r minus 3 as a common factor. 2r minus 9 is a common factor. And of course, the 2r comes from here. The minus 9 comes from there. And then I've got r minus 3 is equal to 0. Or... Ooh, have I made a mistake? I think I might have, actually. Yeah, I have made a mistake, haven't I? Oh man, I gotta do all that recording again. That sucks. Yes, thanks Talia for picking that up. Come on, people. No one picked that up. Then what is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? 27,296. Am I missing a number here? What is the combination gonna be? What is the combination? Help me out, people. Help me out. 15, 12, 3. Have I made a mistake somewhere? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Negative 9. No, 18 and 3, of course. 18 and 3. Negative 18 and 3. There we go. Positive 18, negative 3. Would that work, Talia? I think that should work. So you kind of like drift off into a thing. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so we've got 2r squared. We'll do plus 18. Plus 18r. Now I'm going to put that in black, actually. Plus 18r minus 3r. And then we've got minus 27 equals to 0. Thank you for picking that mistake up. We've got 2r as a brackets, which means we're going to get r plus 9. Minus 3 as a common factor, we're going to get r plus 9 equals to 0. So we've got r plus 9 and 2r minus 3 equals to 0. And then we've got r plus 9 equals to 0 or 2r minus 3 equals to 0. So r is equal to minus 9. 2r equals positive 3. And then r is equal to 3 divided by 2. Now, the thing is, we've got to go with the positive answer. We can't actually have r as a negative value. So we're just going to write a little statement that r can't be negative. Therefore, r is equal to 3/2 or 1.5. Okay, so grades-wise for this question, number 1, number 2 is all worth achieved. Let me just see. Simplify, factorize quadratic equal to 0, that gets you a merit. So getting to this line here gets you a merit. Simplifying equation to a quadratic equation. So somewhere here, simplifying equation to a quadratic equation. Oh, factorized equation. Sorry. This is actually worth achieved. Simplifying to a factorized quadratic equation equal to 0. So this is going to be a merit here. And then, of course, excellence is the final part. I know I made a mistake, and I kind of was like, massive shout out to Talia for picking it up. But yeah, this is going to be on record now. Great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for question 1E, folks. So, where are we at? I'm just reloading this file here. Thank you, Talia, for picking that up. Otherwise, I knew I would have probably made a mistake right at the end. By the way, credit to you that I think when I convert that video, yeah, you're going to get recognized. Yes, nice. Hey, Sukneet, good luck with your mocks tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday, right? What did I say? Maybe tomorrow. I'll see how I go tomorrow night, and if it is good, then I'd like to finish question 2 from this paper. Then at least I can start putting it all together. But guys, that's pretty much it for today. For this stream. Level 2, I think I'll try and come back on Wednesday for it, and Thursday I'll try and kind of do the integration paper for level 3s. I keep meaning to update when I'm doing my tutorials on Instagram, but honestly, it's just I just get swamped with work and kind of get carried away with things. Calc 2. We'll do Calc 2 on what do you call it? Hang on, where am I at? I think yeah, pretty much that's us, guys, for today's session. I'll hang around for a few minutes just to kind of chat and muck around, really. But apart from that, we're probably gonna wrap it up soon. Oof, tired. So yeah, tomorrow we'll try and do question 2 for this paper, and then I'll do, I think next Sunday we'll try and finish this paper, but I don't know, maybe I'll try and do level, I'll figure it out, because I want to finish this paper so that level 1s have it ready for their mocks. Good night, Talia. Thank you for picking that mistake up, otherwise that would have killed me for another like 15 minutes. So thank you for Joe channel. No, you're welcome. Have a good night, Ezekiel. I'll catch you tomorrow. We'll try and do a level 1 tomorrow then. Do I do any sports? I used to. God, I used to play everything. Now I'm like lazy and slow. I think I went for like what was it? They had cross country on Friday, and I had to bike to be like this mobile ambulance person, and then I came home limping like an old man, and to the point where my kid was actually mocking me. He was walking around with a stick going as like, look, I'm old. Ezekiel, yeah, I did. I studied here in Selwyn College. Civics, are you in level 2 now? Why does this do this? Either that or my chat has slowed down. Oh no, we're good to go. Alright guys, so if there's nothing else, I might just take off, go watch some TV for a change, see what it's like. You're welcome, Joe. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow for the remainder of the for that paper, question 2, and then we'll try and wrap up question 3. I know if I do one on Wednesday, I think the Mr. John Cena would be very upset if I don't actually do one on Wednesday. But I just want to finish this paper. At least then I can be done and dusted. All right. Take care. See you guys tomorrow, and till then, stay safe. Bye.